Thank you. I feel the love, everybody. So good to be in North Carolina. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland, but I live in New York City now. Yeah. I love living in New York. I love it because New York is so culturally diverse to you always see things that totally shoot holes in all the stereotypes. And I saw something not too long ago that really touched me. I was on a subway platform in Midtown Manhattan, and I saw 3 Asian tap dancers. Oh yeah, they were getting down. So they doing tricks and things. I mean, people walking by putting down their money. I mean, even black folks are walking by going, look at those Asian tap dancers. And it inspired me. Inspired me so much, so I came back a couple of days later with a couple of my boys, and we started doing martial arts. So now we're doing Tai Bo and Tai Chi, and they're tapping, and now we're having this cultural exchange of Asian tap dancers and black martial artists, and people are walking by putting down their money, and then we robbed them. Because you don't want them to think we had small penises. That's right. One stereotype at a time, people. Rome was not built in a day. So I want to get this off my chest. I just want y'all to know, I got a white wife. Got a white wife. Yeah, I just also like saying white wife. It's a very good vocal warm-up. White wife. I got a white wife. Or as I like to describe it, we're living a racial exchange program at my house. Yeah, me and my wife are a perfect example of a real black man married to a real white woman. You're probably saying, what exactly does that mean, Rick? Well, you should see our wedding pictures. It's me and my black groomsmen, her and her white bridesmaids. It's like church was split right down the middle. It looked like a 1950s Ray Charles concert in Memphis. But being in a, like I said, we're a perfect example of a real black man married to a real white man. Like, for example, I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. You've seen Baltimore on TV. Homicide, Life on the Street, The Wire. 80% black, Baltimore, Maryland. That's where I'm from. My wife is from Oklahoma. Yeah, when I go out to visit her family, I get off the plane, my feet hit the ground, black population rises by 100%. So needless to say, we have learned a lot, we have exchanged a lot, and we've shared a lot of things. And we've made a lot of observations. And one observation that we have made is this. Black people think everything is about race. And it is. But white people think nothing is about race. And it's oh so frustrating. And I had to explain to my wife, I said, listen here, baby, I've been black for a long time. You got to trust my black spidey senses. Black spidey senses. That's that innate ability as a black person to know when something is racial. A lot of times you can't prove it because a lot of times the evidence is circumstantial. I was like, but trust me, it's racial. Trust my black spidey senses. And we encountered this very early in our relationship because when we were dating, we lived about a block away from each other. And one night I wanted to go visit my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time. And it was a cold night, so I put on my black coat and my black skull cap, and I head on out to go see her. I turned the corner, and my black spidey senses start going off like crazy, like, I look in front of me, and there's a white woman walking by herself at night. I'm like, oh no, this is not going to end well. I got so afraid, so I just began to pray. I'm like, dear God, please do not let this white woman turn around and see me. But to show you that God has a sense of humor, at that very moment, she turns around, her eyes get huge, she starts doing that run-walk thing. Like she's running, but she's not really running because she's abiding by the Olympic rule that says as long as one foot stays on the ground at all times, it's not running, but she was running. And I was like, oh God, please do not let me catch up with this white woman. But I was taller than her, so she's moving as fast as she can, and I'm moving at my regular pace, and I'm gaining on her. It was like she was living her worst black zombie apocalypse nightmare. She's moving like this, and I'm just like, shh, 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 shh. She got so afraid, so she ran up into the doorway of a building she obviously did not live in. She's like, oh God, please don't let him get me. Please don't let him get me. Oh God, please don't let him get me. And it took all within me not to just go up to her and say, hey lady, I'm going to go see a white woman. It's just not you. So I get to the apartment. And, it must have just been written all over my face, all over my body, and in my body language. Because as soon as I walk in, my wife says to me, Ricky, what's wrong? I was like, baby, I can't believe this. On my way over here, I just scared the hell out of a white woman with my mere black existence. She's like, Ricky, I don't know if that was racial. Because I'm a woman, I go out at night and I see a guy, I don't care if he's black or white, I'm afraid. I'm like, yeah, but she was running down the street going, please don't kill me, nigga, please don't kill me. think it was racial. But I understand where the fear comes from. I do. Because, if you watch television and film, you pay attention to the media, you would think that black men are ministers to society. And I know this is true because there is a movie that exists called Menace to Society with black men in it being ministers to society. So I understand where the fear comes from. But you have to understand that black folks, we watch the same movies, television, and media that you guys watch. So when I see a black guy walking down the street towards me, I'm just as afraid as you are. So I gotta act like I'm not afraid. I see a black guy walking towards me, I'm like, oh man, this nigga gonna rob me. He sees me walking towards him, he's like, oh man, this nigga gonna rob me. And now we're walking towards each other, and both of us want to cross the street, but neither one of us can cross the street because we both know whoever crosses the street now has to get robbed by the other guy. So we just keep on walking, and we're walking, and it gets slower, and eventually it's like we're a couple of dogs about to circle each other, and finally we just get up enough nerve to walk past each other, give each other the head nod, and we fart. We farted because that was our ass giving a sigh of relief that the robbery did not go down. I want to thank y'all for allowing me to take y'all on that little racial safari. No, because I understand you talk about race for too long, you can feel people's assholes clenching up. I can just feel it. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to do a reverse ass kegel and let it out. And see, I'm not really used to making people's assholes clench up because my previous job was not, it was actually a real ass loosening type of job. Yeah, because I started out as a singer. Yeah, singing just sets asses free, it does. That's why a lot of singers are into anal. But yeah, but I started out as a singer. But here's my problem. I have musical ability, but I got a warped mind. So like I would be in college, I'd be writing songs about my balls. My friends would think it was hilarious. Girls would think I was stupid. I'm like, you'll never find balls as big as mine. Balls that care about you like mine do. You're gonna miss my nuts, girl. My buddy's like, that's a hit. But I think it might be time for me to get back into the music industry because I think R&B needs me. Because that was my genre of music, R&B. I think at this point, R&B stands for random bullshit. Yeah, because I cannot believe the things that R&B singers are singing about these days. I'll give you a perfect example. There's an R&B singer. His name is Miguel. He has a song called Pussy Is Mine. This is a real song. It goes like this. Tell me that pussy is mine. Women are going crazy like, it's yours, Miguel, it's yours. I just love sharing that song so I can see the reaction on white guys' faces. Because y'all don't ask that question during sex. Whose pussy is it? Whose pussy is it? No? See, that's a black guy thing. See, that's how slavery messed us up. We just want to own something. But you gotta think about it. The first guy who asked that question, he did not get the answer that he wanted to get. He's like, whose pussy is it? Whose pussy is it? She's like, it's Master Jefferson. Fuck him, I hate Master Jefferson. He be whooping people. I got your Declaration of Independence right here, Master Jefferson. But one of my favorite R&B singers, he went over the deep end as well. One of my favorite R&B singers, Brian McKnight, a few years ago put out a song called If You're Ready to Learn. And the hook of the song goes like this. I got lots of things to show you. If you're ready to learn, let me show you how your pussy works. It's a real song. If you don't believe me, go to funnyordie.com, put in Brian McKnight, how your pussy works, and be prepared for hours of laughter as you rewind over and over saying, I can't believe he said that. Because I couldn't believe he said that. Because I'm like, Brian McKnight, you do not know how a pussy works. You do not know how a pussy works. You are a man. No man knows how a pussy works. I don't mean to burst any bubbles in here, but we don't. I'm here to tell you, ladies, every man is doing to your pussy what he thought worked on the last pussy he had. Does this work? Does this work? Does this work? Does this work? You sure this doesn't work? She said it works on her. I'm just saying he would come across way more sensitive if he just admit he didn't know how it worked. But I'm like, Brian McKnight, if that's what you're doing, I am trying to collaborate with you. You know, I want to go back and remake all your hits, Brian McKnight. I want to go back and remake Back at One. Girl, I want you to know that I'm about to come one. It's time to do the do, 2, I'm taking off my shoes. 3, girl, it's plain to see that I'm about to suck your titties. 4, repeat steps 1 through 3. 5, I'm getting down on my knees. If ever I believe my work is done, then I'll start back at 1. Woo. My name is Rick Younger. You've been beautiful. Good night.
Rick Younger.